Hello guys, welcome to the Miracle Perspective once again. As you can see on the frame, I have a lovely lady by the name of Lorraine Penduka. She's a business lady, a businesswoman who inspires me. I just met her a few weeks ago at Toastmasters, my new venture. And I liked what she does. And I thought, let's get her perspective on the perspective. And we got Lorraine today on the show. Welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you, Miracle, for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for allowing to do this interview. It's not easy to get somebody to do this interview with.
Definitely not.
And I know you're a busy lady. I mean, I had to fight my way and get to where she stays to get this interview. And I appreciate that. I had to do that because her story is inspiring. And as I'm starting a new series right now on personal development, basically to understand what is personal development. And that's the question I'm going to ask to Lorraine here. Lorraine, before I get to the gist of the question, can you just tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
Okay, I'm a businesswoman. I like calling myself an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Because of the stigma that's attached to that word. But I'm a businesswoman. I'm in recruitment. I'm in social media management and in records management.
Can you go deeper?
Yeah, so with recruitment, I'm part of Kitso Recruitment that started last year. So we are there to help people find their best fit. And that's not just for the employer, but it's also for the employees, where we're trying to eliminate the turnaround period that people stay in organizations because they see a good job, it's got a good salary, but the environment doesn't suit them. So we want a best fit for both our clients and our candidates. So that's on the recruitment side.
You got that, ne? Wow, that sounds interesting.
It is.
It's very interesting. I wish I could take it forward. But before we go there, okay, we'll continue with the question and answer on the business level at the end of the video, towards the end. Now let's get your perspective on personal development. What is personal development to you?
Personal development is a form of self-love. That's what I've come to realize. I want to see the best for myself, for my life, and the only way that I can do that is push the boundaries of my own limited thinking. So I invest my time in developing myself, not just for my career, my business, but emotionally, mentally, my ability to think. For me, that's what is the gist of self-development. It's the self-love.
And how do you do that?
I have naturally been a curious person. And I remember growing up, I took a razor as a kid and went and cut the headboard. I was in big trouble with my mom because of that, but I wanted to know what's making that headboard soft, what's behind it. So I've always been so curious to find out, how do things work? Why do people do what they do? So I've always been curious to go and read about it, to ask questions about it. Then that way, I'm feeding my curiosity. And as I discover things, I'm learning. And as I discover things, I'm like, wow, there's actually more to this thing. Then I keep going and digging further and further. Sometimes I just tell myself, I just need to kind of focus. But my thinking is, if I can think it, and now with Google, I just Google it. Once the thought hits, I was just like, I wonder what this is. Then I quickly Google it, and then I get my answer.
Wow. So do you think it's something that you are born with? I mean, the curiosity part. Is it something that you are born with, or is it something that anybody can easily develop?
Everybody's born with that curiosity. It just depends on the environment that you grew up in, where people would either tell you not to be so curious, not to discover things. Whereas when you grow up in an environment where it's celebrated, like, oh, you really want to know how this thing works. and they give you that information, they give you that go ahead to say, you know what, go and find out for yourself. Don't always wait for people to tell you things.
You're speaking like you watched one of the videos I did on, I think it was a Q&A. It was a question and answer from this girl, Kate, who asked about how not to be criticized, how to speak my mind without the fear of being criticized. And I said something along the lines of the environment from which you were raised plays a part. I mean, sometimes you're raised in an environment where they tell you to shut up.
Yes.
Who do you think you are? What are you saying?
Yes.
And that sort of builds you, it crushes down your self-esteem. Now you're scared to speak out. Whereas on the other hand, like in my case, I gave an example of my case where I was a curious person like you, always asking questions. But my dad was there to always give me the answers, to entertain me, give me the attention.
Yeah.
And now you are raising the same point, which makes me feel like great minds think alike.
Yes. I agree on that part.
So tell me, Lorraine, when you say you are now partaking on personal development, what are you doing? What is it how do you get personal development?
I identify the areas that I want to grow in. For example, if I want to grow in my financial aptitude, then my focus is on finding articles, stories, videos on financial literacy. And I start building that aspect of my life until I'm at a point where I'm like, oh, okay, I know one or two things about finances. Then the winds change and I'll be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm struggling emotionally. Let me develop my emotional aptitude. Then I start looking into emotions, anger. How do you deal with anger? How do you deal with low self-esteem? Then I build myself up using something like that. Then I think, oh, okay, I think I'm pretty okay with this one. What about business? I'm like, okay, who do I need to follow? Who do I need to read about? What kind of books do I need to read? Who do I need to talk to? So everything is categorized for me. So I'm progressive to say, okay, times have changed, then I have to keep up, refresher, and keep going on.
Wow. So in terms of your business, now let's get back to your business.
Yeah.
How has personal development played a role into making your business a success and making it still alive today? How long have you been in existence?
Wow, with the recruitment it's under a year. With the records management it was like 2015 when I decided to go plunge into it. And with the social media it's been a year, just over a year now.
And you are moving. I mean, the average lifespan of a new business is about 3 to 5 years. You have just broken the 5. We are on the verge of the last year of breaking.
Yeah.
with your what is it?
Records management.
The records management. You are on the last year.
Oh my gosh. You know, with that one, and that's why personal development is so important, is because unless I develop myself, I wouldn't have gone into business. I would have just stuck it out in corporate.
Wow.
That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to build your fortitude for business. It's not easy. I've crashed and burnt. I literally just left it and just said, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. But because it was my baby, it was like my first baby, I was just like, no, my baby's gonna live. I was just like, I'm gonna give it one more shot. And then that's what I'm doing.
Wow. And that is the element of development that you've been fueling up the passion and the fire to keep the drive moving.
Exactly.
So you are saying if you hadn't kept the personal development moving alongside your drive to business, perhaps your business would have been dead by now.
Long gone. I think I would have given up and I would have listened to everybody and just had a regular job, you know, prepare for a retirement and just suck it up.
Lastly, I think this conversation but it's nice. You mentioned the element of developing your fortitude before you going into the business drives and aspirations, you need to develop yourself and prepare yourself for that. And right now, I think perhaps we are getting it mixed up in the current economy and the current society, where everybody's like, go into business, start a new business, start into what. We tell people to start something without evaluating if they have the capabilities mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, as you mentioned. So we do not start with the personal development, we start with the action. And that's why the statistics are showing us 3 to 5 years for a business, a startup, to succeed. If it doesn't, if it goes beyond the 5 years, then at least we can say this is a good business. But those that are failing here, I think it's that missing bit that we are not getting into.
That's true. With business people, entrepreneurs, if you look at their history, even growing up, they were probably doing a bit of small side hustles, just to get a bit of cash here and there. That's where I believe it starts. If you never actually, I was laughing at one status that I read where it says, if you've never started a t-shirt business as an entrepreneur, the likelihood of you succeeding are very high. And I thought, oh my gosh,
of you succeeding.
I went through that. I used to design, outfits, and I'll get them sewn, and then I'll sell them. And my sister was the one who'd always support my business. She would say, okay, I like this, let me buy it.
And you always have those people around you who are going to support you no matter what.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, people.
So it's got to start somewhere. And when you learn to deal with the disappointments, because with business comes a lot of disappointment, a lot of rejection. And if you never prepared yourself for that, my gosh, you will take a hard knock and think, this is it, this is not for me. But it's the fortitude, it's the vision that you have. It is what you want to see happening in your own life. No one can create that kind of life that you want to set yourself. So when you have that vision, you have that drive, you will take the knocks, and then you'll just find yourself picking yourself up, dusting it off, and say, you know what? Here we go again, round 2.
Wow.
Whatever, no matter how many rounds it takes for you to get that belt.
So it's those collective experiences that you come up with that build you up to be qualified to start a business and to succeed in life.
Yes.
So even if, go on.
And you'll get a lot of people that will come and kind of discourage you.
They have
no, I don't think it's a good idea. The risks are too high. But when you read entrepreneur stories, that's why I say, being called an entrepreneur, people think that, oh my gosh, entrepreneurs are broke, eh? They have no money, they trying to get money for an order or everything else, like there is no cash flow. So, with businesswomen, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just simply building upon where other people started from.
Wow.
Finding my own niche, finding my own vision for it. And over the years where I've just developed myself in different aspects and areas, now that's where I can say, I'll be like, oh, thank God I actually knew this before I went into business. Despite what people are saying, I'll be like, well, do you know that people fail? And a lot of people didn't want you to fail. And I'll be like, I'm not going to fail. But the reality is, I failed dismally. I was like down and out. But I was just like, no, but this is me. This is what I want to do. And I got to fight for what I want to do.
Wow. We could go on and on because this is a conversation that's very close to my heart. But as we get to the end of the show, I promise the people that we're going to tell them more about your business. Now, how do people get in touch with you, and for what?
Right, for those who want social media management done, so that's all your platforms like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Then we'll manage all your platforms for you, because I know it gets busy. Sometimes you don't even have a strategy for your social media. So we do that at ads like this. So you can contact us on ads like this. We also do recruitment with Kitso Recruitment. We are there to help you find your best fit. We've got a great team of temps as well, virtual assistants for those people who are always on the move, the business people who are always on the move, don't get time to do your admin. We've got the right people who will help you with your business.
Sometimes you forget things because you're trying to do it all by yourself.
Yes.
Ketso.
And paperwork is so important. That's why records management is crucial and important. Making sure that your records are up to date, making sure that they're secure and they're safe and they're backed up. So Filing Gigs is there to do just that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put them on the description below, and you will get access to all this different nice things. But guys, it's very important. Everything that she said, very important. I see a lot of crappy social media posts that are there, and they're supposed to get business, and you wonder why you're not getting business. Hey, she's here to help you out.
Yeah.
Some people are busy with filing papers left, right, and center. You don't remember where you left your other paper. It was mixed with that, and that time it needs to make something happen. Sometimes it was that last thing to get the money in. You're not getting it. She's here to file for you.
I'm here.
And lastly, she does
Kitso Recruitment.
Find
your best fit.
Right partner. Maybe you're not happy where you are, where you're working right now. She will assess you and assess the right company for you. Is that what it is?
Yes, exactly.
Good. And guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, it was very convenient, right? It's a Monday night and we are doing a video at night. Now it makes sense. TMP Monday night. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm coming up with more interviews with very exciting and extraordinary people. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. I appreciate your support. Like, subscribe, share, comment. If this thing makes you feel like do the things. And hope to see you again next week. I love you all. From us to you, it's finished. Goodbye.
It's finished.